You have to keep those unholy people all the way from around you, man. You understand me? You got to keep them from around you. You have to. If you don't, you're going to find yourself in a terrible situation. And I don't want that for you. I don't want that for you any more than you want that for yourself. All right. So now I'm in the chat, man. Let me make sure that this screen ain't showing up in the background. All right. We good. We good. We should be good. All right. My brother SJ3. Salute, man. Salute. Good to see you in the joint, man. All right. So let's do this, man. Keep those unholy people out of your life. They are not worthy of your energy. We ain't talking about your money. We ain't talking about your time. We ain't talking about your interest. We ain't talking about your wisdom, understanding, knowledge. We talking about your energy. Your energy is encompassed in all of those things. This is what I want y'all to understand. You cannot allow yourself to be put in a situation where you are sacrificing and compromising things that are important to you for the benefit of someone else. You simply can't do it. And we're going to talk about that today. King Abraham, what's good, brother? Good to see you in the joint as well. Now, the main issue that we have is many of us have struggled in our lives to not be people pleasers. See, as you become more righteous, you tend to believe that being righteous means you should be a people pleaser. All right, let me turn up the mic a little bit, man. All right, what about now? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me, if it's better now. Hold up. All right, there we go. There we go. My bad. All right. Let me know if that's better, man. Is that better? Put a one in the chat. Let me know is that better, man. You called it SJ. Let me know if that's better, man. If I turned it up, if the mic got a little bit better volume on it. If not, I could turn it up a little bit more. Hopefully that did it. Let's see though. Before I continue, let me make sure I got the mic turned up. All right, bet. As I told y'all, man, I hadn't used Ecamm Live in 2 years. Now, let me give y'all a quick rundown on this before we start. I've been working with Ecamm Live. I started off streaming with, back in the day when we streamed with Google Hangouts, right? Then I moved to Ecamm Live. I don't know why I stopped streaming with Ecamm Live. I think it's because I started streaming on a PC and not Mac. Ecamm Live is a Mac app. So I went from PC to Mac. I went from Mac to PC, and then I came back to Mac. Well, when I came back to Mac, I just stayed on StreamYard. Man, let me tell y'all something. For everything I needed on StreamYard, because on StreamYard, it stores your stuff on the app. On Ecamm Live, it stores my stuff straight to my Mac. No middleman. Ecamm Live is an actual app on my Mac. It's an actual program that's on my Mac. It's not an app that's online that I paid to have access to. Man, when I got around to it, for all the storage I needed, I had 400 gigabytes of storage. And I do live streams. That don't last a long time. I ended up paying like 108 a month. 108 a month for Ecamm Live. You know what I mean? That's $1,296 a year. Now, if it drops down tremendously to about almost 900 if you pay by the year. Well, Ecamm Live over this time has still been charging me every year, but Ecamm Live is only $384 a year. So even if you pay it by the year, you still save $500 on Ecamm Live, and I don't have to download my stuff. You know what I mean? I don't have to download my stuff. Hold on, man. Let me go in here. Let me change this right quick. Let's not do this. So that's where we are. All right, man. So let's get back into this thing. Now, every one of us needs to understand you have to be selfish in some respect in order to get ahead. In order to get ahead in everything. And by selfish, I don't mean you don't consider other people. I mean you put yourself first. That's what selfish really means. Selfish means you put yourself first. That's what I want you to understand. You put yourself first so you don't end up sacrificing yourself for someone else. You can't sacrifice yourself for someone else because you're the only self you got. If you sacrifice yourself for the survival of someone else, what benefit does it have? Even when people say, hey man, you should sacrifice your own life to save your child's life. Why? I often use this analogy. If you've got two sons and you have a let's say a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old, and y'all are out in a boat fishing, and there's alligators everywhere. Now, of course, this is hypothetical. There's alligators everywhere. First time y'all fishing this lake, there's alligators everywhere. Your older son falls in. Now you can look and see that the alligator is going to get to him before you do. You know, as a man, if you go in, the alligators are going to get you and him because alligators don't come one at a time. They see something in the water, they all come because the first one to get his mouth on it is the one who gets the biggest chunk. So you have a split second decision. Are you going to sacrifice yourself to for an attempt to save your oldest son and leave your youngest son in the boat stranded in an alligator filled lake alone with no way of calling anyone because and just watched his father and older brother eaten by alligators? He's sitting in the boat watching them be eaten by alligators. What are you going to do? This is what we must understand. The more significant role you play in the world, the more you have to understand that people have to sacrifice for you. You can't sacrifice. If you're here for a really powerful mission on behalf of the Most High, you can't sacrifice. You made the sacrifices to be the person that God wants you to be to put you in this position. So every one of us has to be selfish to a certain extent. Self-preservation is still the number one law of the land. Now, one thing you must understand is that everyone around you while you're winning doesn't want to see you win. They just want to be with the winning team. Everybody wants to be a part of the winning team. Everybody does. You either love the winning team for being a winner or you hate the winning team for being a winner. But everyone has an opinion of a winner. Everyone wants to engage with the winner. If you don't want to do that but boo the winner, you want to be engaged with the winner. But very few people around you actually want to see you be successful. They don't want that. I'll tell you what. Anybody around you, let them know that they're not going to benefit from your success. Let me tell y'all something. I have a family member, man, very close. When I say y'all, I want y'all to listen to this and get the context clues. A very close family member, very close loved one, who I've been doing things for years. Well, you know what? I got a bunch of things going on. I self-produced a movie with stars in it. You know, with people who take thousands of dollars to even show up, and their accommodations, and a crew, and my own travel, and all of these things. I had a bunch of things going. I had another thing. I got a couple of other projects I'm working on at the same time. Okay, well, somebody had to take a loss, and it wasn't gonna be me. Because I'm not gonna touch my savings. I'm not gonna touch my investments to help nobody with. I'm not gonna touch that to help myself. You know what I'm saying? Now I ain't gonna lie, rainy day fund, but that rainy day fund is for me and mine. Do you know? So I was busy, so I missed a month. I just forgot it. Do you know that this individual called me about 3 days after I normally do it and acted like they didn't know my number? So, well, I was just checking numbers to see what numbers I was going to delete and what numbers I was going to keep. In essence, they were saying I was about to delete your number because you ain't give me what you normally give me. I said, well, no, well, I'm glad you reminded me because it slipped my mind. I've been so busy. And right there, while they were on the phone right then, I sent it to them, cash apped it to them immediately. Their whole energy toward me changed. They became someone else. They were back acting like they wanted to see me win. But the gig was up at that point. So I did it. See, I'm the type where you're not going to push me into an emotional response because I don't have anything to be emotional about. I respond and react and I remedy things. I don't get emotional about them. I solve them. Problems don't make me emotional. I just become a problem solver. So I said then, that'll be my last time. Now, let me tell you something. That was my last time. That was about 4 months ago. I literally have not heard from this person since that conversation. Literally have not heard from them since that conversation. Because people don't want to see you win. They want to benefit from your winnings. You know what I mean? You don't owe people anything. You owe God. You owe you. You owe those children that you created. You owe those people you made promises to. Everyone else, you don't owe them. I say one of my favorite tests for everybody, just play broke for a little while. Tell everybody you ain't got it for a little while. For about 6 months, tell everybody you ain't got it. And I promise you, that circle you thought was so big gonna turn into a period. It's gonna turn into a dot on top of an I. I promise you. This is what you must understand. You got to stop worrying about pleasing people so you can appreciate you. As long as you're pleasing people, you're seeking their appreciation. If you people please for 20 years, you'll never appreciate yourself. People can hold you prisoner by your expectation of their appreciation. And that's you can't allow that, because if you are seeking people for your appreciation, you can't even accept that God appreciates you. You start letting people define you. You start letting people's accolades define you. You start letting people tell everybody how great you are. Well, the only reason you could tell everybody how great I am because I give you money, don't tell nobody I'm great. Tell people I'm helpful. I benefit your life. Tell them that. Don't tell them I'm great. Because the very moment I stop breaking bread, I'm no longer great. People take kindness for weakness, brothers. It's a human trait to take kindness for weakness. If you don't know God, you take kindness for weakness. You're not humble enough to take kindness as kindness. You don't understand that people who are kind to you are the people you should hold on the tightest to, because those people truly have a good heart. And so people are so busy watching to see what you're going to do for them. Their ulterior motives blind them from seeing your true potential. People base potential on money earning. We live in an environment where people base your potential on how much you can earn. They don't base your potential on how your righteousness can stave off evil energy from them. They don't understand, and they're not able to accept that they may be around you and evil was coming their way, but because they're with you, God won't let the evil touch them because he's protecting you. They don't understand that. All they think about is how you can benefit them financially, how you can make them feel better, how you can make them look better. And the reality is, even the most supportive person in your life is limited as far as being able to see the scope of your possibilities. Nobody truly knows your true ability to prosper and excel. They don't know it. Your propensity to not give up, your propensity to keep grinding, your propensity to make adjustments when they need to be made. Let me tell y'all something, man. Being a content creator, full-time content creator, man, is a great career. I'm not going to even lie to y'all. It's a great career. If you're consistent with not only your message, but consistent with your work ethic, it's a phenomenal career. And I'm going to be honest with you. if you can just make the average income per capita as a content creator, you're doing great. If there are people going to work working 40 hours a week, 40, 50 hours a week, and they're making, say, 80,000 a year, great. If you can make that 80,000 a year as a content creator, you're doing great. It's not about becoming rich as a content creator, although some content creators do, but it's not about becoming rich. It's about having a network of people that you're benefiting enough where you can just do that and you don't have to do anything else. You can live your life every day being on the mission that God put you here to live on. It's phenomenal. But there are some months that you can expect to be down months. There are just some months that you can expect that. And people don't understand the adjustments you have to make during those months. But they would rather you make an adjustment. Do you know people would rather you, let's say hypothetically, people would rather get money from their grandma to do something crazy with and let grandma lights get turned off. I know y'all have seen this happen, especially if you're in the South. You have seen grandma give somebody else her light bill money and then her lights get cut off or they're at risk of being cut off and she has to borrow the money that she already had from you. And you know what you ain't gonna do. You ain't gonna loan grandma no money. Grandma didn't borrow that money from you. Grandma came and got that money from you. You know what I started doing? The person who she gave her money to, I told them, you owe me. You manipulated Granny out of her money, and I had to compensate her for it. You owe me. Now, they ain't got to pay me, but that's one person I ain't never got to worry about asking me for nothing. Because you owe me the money you took from grandma. If grandma gave you $250, guess what? You can't ask me for a penny because you already owe me $250. I had to pay my grandma bill because you took advantage of her. And every time you do it, we're going to run your tab up. We're going to run your tab up to the point where if I have a function at my house and I pay for everything, you can't even come. You got to pay a fee to come in. You the only one got to pay at the door to get into the family function. Hey, look, bro, you got to pay at the door and you got to buy your plate too. I'm charging you for drinks and I'm charging you for food. You owe me money. You can't get nothing from me. But this is the way you have to interact with people because people will take advantage of you. I say this all the time. Everybody wants a championship ring, but not everyone wants to practice with the team. I say again, everyone wants the championship ring, but not everyone wants to practice with the team. They just want to show up when it's ring time. Woo, yeah, we won, baby. Yeah, we won. That's what they do. People only truly care about the aspects of you they can benefit from, man. It's a sad thing, but we have to accept that. Like, we have to accept the fact that if you're kind, if you're considerate, if you're thoughtful, if you truly love people and want to see them do better, want to see them win, you're one of a kind. You're probably the only one in your circle of friends who wants that. Maybe you got one guy, maybe you got one other person you connect with that way. So there's the two of you. You got one person that connects with you that way. And I want y'all to understand something, brothers. It's not bad. It's just the way it is. So rather than having people in your life because you please them, I have people in my life because they please me. If you don't please me, you have no purpose in my life. If something you're doing doesn't benefit my life, you have no purpose. If it's nothing more than being able to have Bible study with you because you know the truth. If that's all we do, if all we do is have Bible study because you know the truth and we could bounce understanding off each other, that is valuable to me. It's about what you think is valuable in your life. What's valuable to you? I know what's valuable to me. And all the things that are valuable to me, the people in my life, they have to contribute one of those things or contribute to one of those things. They have to do something. I don't come into your life to help you figure out what you need to be doing. You come into my life with whatever gift you have, and I'll use it if I can use it. and you benefit from me using it. There's financial compensation for you. There's connections for you. There's blessings from God that I can't define for you. But that's the way I do things. I don't have people around me, bro, who have no benefit. I can't do it because I look at you funny if you don't benefit my life in some way. Because I know what it is. You're only around to use me. I'm not going to use you, but when you come around, you benefit my life. There's compensation for the benefit. I'm not saying you come around and dedicate yourself to the process of my progress and there's no benefit in it to you. No, I'm saying you dedicate whatever skill you have to the process of my progress and we both come out good. But if I come into your life, all you want to do is take, 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 take. I'm not letting nobody just take from me. I'm not letting anyone just come into my life and be a taker. I'm not doing that. You can say, well, your children are takers. No, there's a thrill you get, man. There's a satisfaction you get from caring for your children, dog. When you care for your children, dog, that's a satisfaction, man. That you don't know what it feels like to be a true king until you provide for your children. That's king. You understand? When a lion is roaming around that big old territory, he may be gone for 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, but he roaming the whole territory, protecting his children with his life. He don't care about the browse. He don't care about the lionesses. They're just the vehicles that he used to replicate his legacy, to replicate himself, to keep his legacy building, to keep his bloodline going. He's going around that territory to protect them babies, dog. There's nothing like it. Walking around Regal, spraying your scent all over the place so everybody know this my territory where me and my babies live. You understand me? That's what we're talking about. You have to understand what's really important. And what's important in life is not pleasing people so you can have anybody be around you if you're going to please people. Go out and advertise yourself as the world's greatest people pleaser. Man, you have people come from all over the world. You'll have people spend their last money to fly here so they can see what kind of pleasure you can give them. Nobody flees a people pleaser. Nobody does. So you got to reel yourself in from your desire to be a people pleaser. Let me tell you something. I don't care how hard you work. You will never achieve your goals in life if you put other people's needs, desires, wants, or any other thing above your own purpose. You can't. You can't put anything above your purpose. You can't put anything above your own truth. You can't put nobody's truth matters more than mine. Matter of fact, nobody's truth matters at all. Only my truth matters. Nobody's goal in life matters more than mine. Only my goal in life matters. Nobody's trials and tribulations matter more than mine. Only my trials and tribulations matter. Nobody's relationship with God matters more than mine. Only my relationship with God matters. Let me tell you something, brother. People will drain you down to nothing and then look at you sideways because you have nothing. Are y'all listening to me? People will drain you down to nothing. Nothing. And then talk crazy about you because you have nothing. And that's just a crazy situation to be in, man. People will do that to you because people don't really care what happens to you. Only you care what happens to you. No one else does. No one else has to. Honestly, no one else should. And I think that's one of the major things that we have to understand. People don't care. And you have to ask yourself, should they care? Should they really care? And I'm telling you, they shouldn't. They shouldn't and they don't. And they won't. You understand me? They shouldn't, they don't, and they won't. See, people believe that you standing up for yourself means that you only care about yourself. It doesn't mean that. It means that I care about me so much more than I care about the next person, that I'm going to stand up, man. I'm going to stand up for myself, even though I may not be right. I'm never going to stand up for you over me. I'm going to stand up for myself 100% of the time. That's the ultimate goal in life. The ultimate goal in life is to always have your own back. You got to practice having your back. Now, if I'm wrong about something, I'll make up for it. I'll come to a person and say, hey, look, I was wrong about that. My bad. I was wrong. But I'm never going to allow myself to put me on the back burner for you. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to put myself on the back burner for you. That's senseless. I want y'all to understand something, brother. Pleasing people only serves one purpose. It only helps them reach their own goals. And when you help someone reach their own goal, I promise you, 9 times out of 10, that person is not going to come back and give you any of the benefits that they gained from reaching the position that you helped them reach. They'll give you a thanks. They might not even give you that. There's an NBA player, Zion Williamson. When he got drafted, number 1, he thanked everybody. He thanked his mom, but he didn't thank his stepdad. Stepdad been there with him since he was a little kid, taking him to the court, taking him to those practices, making sure he had money. It costs money to play sports at a certain point. Making sure he had all of that, took care of all of that. Didn't even thank that man when he got drafted, dog. Thanked his mama. And Zion Williamson's career has been nothing. Dude is a bust. I don't care what nobody say. Dude is a bust. That's what he is. He's one of the biggest NBA busts in history, even bigger than Greg Oden. Greg Oden, we just never got a chance to see what he could do in the league. He just was injured from day one. We get glimpses and flashes of what this kid could do and how great he could be. Guy hadn't played half of the games in his career because his mindset is a mindset of selfishness, that kind of selfishness that leads to lack of appreciation for those who benefit your process. See, you can't be the type who shuns people that benefit your process. When people benefit the process of my progress, man, I love those people. There are people who are in my life right now, man, been in my life for 20 years. Why? Because they benefited the process of my progress upon entry into my life. They came into my life, benefiting the process of my progress. And those people, they can rely on me even to this day. And no one is going to come along and say, well, that person shouldn't be able to rely on you anymore because I'm here. You should. Nope, I'm not going to do it because I know one thing about that person. I know over the years that person has proven that whatever I need them to do, they'll do it. Whatever I want them to do, they'll do it. They trust me to know that being in my life the way they are is going to benefit them. And they're not doing it for that because they started off with that. If you don't come into my life understanding that you got to benefit the process of my progress, we're going to have a problem. There is no growth that we can do. There is no relationship that we could have. It's just not going to work. Because God want me to win. But God also know I can't win being a people pleaser. I can only win being a pleaser of God. And let me tell you something. You can't please people and please God at the same time. What God wants, people can't fathom. And what people want, God can't stand them. You understand me? I want y'all to understand this, man. Stop being a people pleaser. Be a pleaser of God. Stop being dedicated to people. Be dedicated to yourself. Stop focusing on what other people want and what other people need, and put all that focus on what you need to be doing on your purpose, and let those people who dedicate themselves to the process of your progress benefit from your purpose. You don't have enough benefit to go around. You can't let the people who contribute benefit and let the people who don't contribute benefit. Everything you got gonna be gone if you do that. And we just can't live our lives that way, man. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I mean, man, I've had people, man, who come along, man, and they try to make your problems, they try to make their problems your problems. And man, there's a huge financial burden to somebody trying to make their financial issues yours. Because if you listen to that, it weighs you down, man. That sob story and that, well, this person did this to me and that person did that to me, and I ain't got this, and ain't nobody never helped me, and don't nobody do this, and don't nobody look out for me, and don't. Eventually, you have to stop thinking, listen to that emotionally, and listen to that logically, and say, well, wait a minute. Why don't nobody want to help you do that? Why can't you rely on anyone? Why has everyone turned on you? If everyone is turned on someone, they turned everyone against them. I want to say it again. If everyone has turned on someone, they turned everyone against them. Everybody just didn't unanimously decide, hey, let's take a vote. Are we going to turn on this person or not? Nope, that's not how it goes. And you got to be aware of someone who can't get any assistance or any consideration or anything from anywhere else, to where they solely got to rely on you. You can't come into my life and solely rely on me for nothing. I don't want to be listen, you may be a sole provider, you may be a sole survivor, but I ain't finna be your sole provider. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to do that. I'm not interested in doing that. If you didn't come from me, I'm not gonna be your sole provider. I'm just not gonna do that. I don't want to do that. I refuse to do that. As a matter of fact, it doesn't make sense. There's no benefit into being anyone's sole provider. There's no benefit. Nobody can tell me a benefit in that, unless if you're sold on needing to be validated by someone because your presence in their life has given them this or given them that or made them feel this or that's cool if that's what you need, but it's not what I need. You understand me? It's not what I need. I know when it all boils down, there's one person that's going to hold me down until I'm gone. And that's me. And that's the main reason for the selfishness, because I know I'm all I got. I know, man, people can, even the people I tell you, man, been around for years. There's no guarantee they're going to be around tomorrow. I'm not assuming that they're going to be around like that forever. I just appreciate them today for being there, for being who they are, for doing what's necessary, for interacting with me the way they do. I appreciate them today, but I may not be able to appreciate them tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow there's someone else that they want to latch on to. I know the only person I can latch on to is me. And I would be a fool to latch on to somebody else. I would be a fool to dedicate myself to somebody else. I can't do it, bro. It's not in me. I'm put here for a specific mission. And other people may say, well, why you want people to dedicate themselves to you? I'm not saying nobody got to do nothing. I'm saying if you're going to be in my life, you don't have to be in my life. I'm not walking around saying, hey, you be in my life and you be in my life. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if you are going to be a part of my life, then these are the requirements. Otherwise, you're going to be dead weight. And I'm going to be honest with you, brothers. I can lift a lot. Listen, I be in the gym going. It ain't there for you to see me, man, with 2 plates, 3 plates on the joint. Nothing. It ain't there for you to see me with 2 or 3 plates on the joint. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing. You might see me on the hamstring with 3 plates on a quad on each side. You may. Or you may see me on the hamstring machine repping out with 2 plates on each side, doing 20, 25, 30 reps. It just depends. But I can lift a lot. I can lift. I'm not lifting no dead weight. You understand me? There's a bunch of things I'm going to lift, but dead weight ain't one of them, brothers. I ain't lifting no dead weight, man. I ain't doing that. I don't want to. So being of service to others is good. I be of service to others, but I only serve God and myself. I can be of service, but serving someone, actually being dedicated to someone, actually living my life for someone, actually making sure everything I do, I take this person into consideration, that's only God and myself. I'm not doing that for anyone else. Even my children, eventually one day they're going to have their own life. I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm provide and protect, instruct, lead. But dedication? Mm-mm. I'm only dedicated to myself, and I only serve God. That's just the way it is. It's not going to be any other way. I don't want it to be any other way. And if anybody tries to make it be any other way, we're going to have a serious problem. You understand me? You have to think about your goals and your purpose. You have to think about what those people do to your life. You have to think about the energy of a person. How does the energy of that person affect your life? You know what I mean? How does the energy of that person affect your life? And if it's your five senses, if it's something that feel good, look good, taste good, smell good, sound good, that's not what we're talking about. Those things aren't benefits. That's pleasure. We're talking about something that benefits your life. How does your life get better with this person in it? How's your life better? And it can't be one of those things that means you're a people pleaser. You know what I mean? It can't be one of those things that means you're a people pleaser. So I want y'all to understand that, and I want y'all to be aware of the fact that no one truly understands what it means to be a godly man, except for a godly man. No one understands that. A woman may say she wants a godly man, but in reality, she don't even know what a godly man is. Only other men of God understand what a man of God is. Only other men of God understand the trials and tribulations, the hard work that it takes to be a man of God. Only other men of God understands the value of having that strong relationship with God. Only other men of God understand the value and benefit of living a life that's pleasing to God, living by the statutes and commandments. Only other men of God understand the value of putting yourself first, of not being a people pleaser, of appreciating yourself, of not needing other people's appreciation as your form of validation. Only true men of God understand this, and true men of God are very fleeting. There aren't many of us around, brothers. There's only a remnant of men, a small selection of men who are true men of God, who truly honor and respect their relationship with God above all else, who understands that they must be who God expects them to be, who understand the blessings in moving the way God wants them to move, who understand the blessing in choosing the path God wants them to choose, who understand the benefit of removing the people who God tells them to remove. We're a small group of men, but a powerful group of men. And there are very few women who truly understand the value of that type of man. Because you know what happens? She has to accept the fact that her life has to be different. In order to be with that man, her life has to be different. She has to come out of the world and come into the shelter of the Most High. Well, the world is fun. The world is a whole lot of fun. Cyndi Lauper made a song back in the day, girls just want to have fun. That didn't change. It's still the truth. Girls just want to have fun. Women want to elevate the same way men do. We all want to elevate to a certain point. But if a woman's going to lock in with a man of God, she got to willing to keep going up the elevator. The elevator never stops. You wonder when you're going to get to the top. There is no top. You just keep rising up till you drop. You know what I mean? That's just it. So I want y'all to understand, brothers. I want y'all to keep in mind that you don't have to share your blessings with everyone. It puts you on a mission to be a sharer. You know, sharing is caring, and nah, you stay on the mission that God put you on. I tell y'all all the time, I love God. And that's God, the only one I love. I love me, I love God. That's it. Everybody else who needs to feel loved, God makes them feel it if he thinks they deserve it. So there's a bunch of people who will tell you I love them. They'll tell you that. And even if I say I don't love you, they'll be like, you lying. Because you do this for me and you look out for me like this. And then what about that time when I was sick? Or what about that time when my loved one passed away? Look at that. Yeah, I do things because I do things because that's what God put on my spirit. So I can't even convince somebody. If God put my love on their spirit, I can't convince them I don't love them. They think I'm playing. So I've never done it. I wouldn't do it. They just believe it because what I tell you all the time, people truly judge you on actions. Words are great, but when trying times come, actions are necessary, not words. And people gauge your relationship with them or their relationship with you based on your actions. And that's just how I live, brothers. That's how we all live. You know what I mean? Man, listen, I worked hard to get the blessings that God gives me, and not just the financial blessings, the peace of mind blessings. I work hard to get this peace of mind, bruh. Let me tell y'all something, man. Just listen. It's so peaceful, dog. It's absolutely peaceful. I, 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 I dread the day that I'll lose this peace. This is peace, brothers. And if anyone is going to be around me, they have to enhance this. I ain't gonna chance it if you don't enhance it. I can't do it. I work too hard to get it. And I know if I lose it, ain't no guarantee I'm gonna get it back. I don't know if I have it in me to work my way back to peace again. We'll talk about that on tomorrow's show. Working your way to peace. It's a long journey to get to peace. You have to sacrifice and compromise so many of your previous outlooks and previous beliefs, and even some of your previous understanding and the things you thought were wisdom and knowledge. You come to a realization that a lot of the things you thought were wisdom and knowledge, they were just teachings. Every teaching is not wisdom. Every teaching is not knowledge. Every teaching is not even instruction. Some of it is just teaching. I teach you this, you learn it. But sometimes instead of learning it, you should be returning it. You understand me? Man, listen, protect your peace. Protect your peace, man. Protect your peace. That's what you got to do. You got to protect your peace. I want y'all to understand that your peace must be protected. I'm going to protect mine, you protect yours. And that's just how it is, man. I saw a super chat up here, man. Let me go back up here. I think that was there it is. GC, man, I don't even know how to pop that thing on the screen, man. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate the dime, man. GLG representative, Mod Squad representative, the honorable King Ray Ray, proud of you, Unc. I've been there from day one, watching your growth as well as my own blessing to you, keeping us me in polish. SJ, D Flynn, appreciate you guys for life. Salute, man. Salute. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate it. So I'll say this in closing, man, before I slide out of here, brothers. Life is a fleeting thing. You look up and 10 years are gone. You look up and 20 years are gone. You look up and you got that fly salt and pepper. Ooh. Oh, man. You got that distinguished gentleman, salt and pepper. And you realize that for the past, you can't remember when you didn't have peace. Brothers, I can't remember when I didn't have peace. I can't remember what it feels like to not have peace. I can't remember. And I don't want to remember. I want to have this peace forever. And on tomorrow's show, we'll discuss how to have this peace. All right, brothers. I appreciate y'all being in the joint. Hey, man, you want to be a member of this live chat? Go ahead. Become a member of the channel because I left this one open because I didn't really know how I was going to work out with the Ecamm Live, man. I'm still working out with Ecamm Live. I'm looking at my mic levels and all of that, man. I'm trying to see what's really going on, but we'll work it all out. We'll have it worked out. I appreciate y'all being in the joint, man. Appreciate the likes, man. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate y'all. Mod Squad, we out of here, man. I appreciate y'all, brothers. Saw a couple of women in here. I saw Rain, a woman in here. Saw Be Conscious Black Honey in here. I appreciate y'all, man. Oh yeah, I turned the mic down. Yeah, yeah. My bad, my bad. All right, man. Let's get on out of here. Peace.